Media's radio podcast, and today we have Ernie Delgadillo, who is from First Team Real Estate. Ernie is a master realtor. He's been around for years, and we're lucky to have him.
Gary, a lot of folks have been talking and asking, what's your opinion on the market?
Yeah.
Is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? What do we do? How do we approach this market?
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of different perspectives that I found that work for people. And usually it's built around this. What is your lifestyle? And what do you want to achieve? Right now, there's like different entities or different, groups, age groups. The senior market, then you've got the guys that are in their 50s. The senior market. I think the senior market is like the 70s and 80s guys, right? And then the guys who are changing lifestyles are the 50s. And then you got the 30s and the 20s. Well, the experience that I'm running across right now, I'm handling a couple young buyers from the kids, right? The kids, hey, Dad, can you help so-and-so find a house? They have such big eyes and little stomach. You know that idea, right?
That's right.
And the one thing that I always ask them to do is please contact the finance company to find out what you can afford. And then not only what you can afford, but what you're willing to risk. Because you're going to be risking a lot of income and a lot of days that you could have had off, but you're now going to work because you own a home. Because now when you own a home, you also have things like maintenance, utilities, insurances, and things that you can't even imagine, like a water heater breaking down. All these little gadgets. But the impact of them owning a home, it's their ego is just awesome, right? But when you really look at it, it's like we want to make sure that we prepare the clients for, well, what if one of them loses his job? Right. Could they still afford the house?
So they're looking for contingencies.
Yeah. But not when they're purchasing, but after they move in.
Right. Because before that, they're starry-eyed. They only see the good.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to educate them to see all different sides, all facets.
The challenge to that is that folks really are not that quite open-minded to other people's opinions, right? Or other people's expert advices. Right. It's like listening to Dad. Right. Who wants to listen to Dad and Mom about how you should run your life, right? So the young people find that is that part of it as pretty challenging. Right. The smart, quick, humble clients usually do very well, right? They get their properties fast. They pay attention to the professional. They follow the roadmap all the way down. They don't usually question authority of the market. What they do is question, how come? Why? So that they can educate themselves and basically solidify what's in their mind and what's in their heart, that it is okay to follow this roadmap. Because we're not going to, professional agents are not going to send people down the road without a roadmap.
So you think there's a difference in the type of agents that are out there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, some agents, well, I think it's just like any business. There are folks who are more interested in the dollar, right? And what that dollar does for them versus really looking at how you work with people.
And that's how you've always done it. You've looked at the person and you've matched them up to the right house and to, according to what their budget could be and according to contingency plans.
Absolutely.
And and as a realtor, that's what should be expected.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of people that don't do that, though.
Unfortunately, in any business, it's the same.
And so, how long have you been doing this?
Licensed, I think it's almost 20 years now.
Wow.
And when I started investing with real estate, I was like in 24. And we did a trade with a builder on a house for my retirement fund that I had already collected. But it was well worth it. It was tough. We had to give a lot of sacrifices, especially when you're 24 raising kids till 28, them being born, and you have to adjust your lifestyle around those kids, and including the fact that they drink milk and use a lot of diapers. Mom never told me how expensive those things could be. But when you got a house, you put everything aside for the kids, and then you realize that, hey, you got housing debt, right? And so that's a wake-up call. Later on, I was an insurance agent, and I bought another house, and the market changed, and I lost my job. And I talked to an agent, and the agent said, here's how you want to handle it. I got a leasee into my house. I became the leaseor, the landlord, using this lady as my property manager. Well, it turned out that she ultimately didn't do me right.
Oh.
Yeah. That is why I became an agent. We ended up in court, by the way. She ended up losing her license. And it was the state against this brokerage and the agent. And ultimately, the brokerage, it was suspended for 6 months.
So that's one of the unique qualities, because you were burned and you came out. You're a lot more ethical than some people, and you look at the client, and it becomes client centered.
Right.
And
good point.
So that's amazing. And so, do you cover a wide area? What's your geographic area? If somebody wanted to refer to you, I'm sure you don't do Colorado.
No, you got to be licensed in Colorado.
Oh, I got it.
Although we can refer folks to different parts of the world.
Oh.
The systems that are allowed now, what we can do, especially with the World Wide Web, is we can refer people coming in. However, going back to what I cover, is usually as far as I can drive 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then centered from where?
Right here in Chino.
Right.
Yeah. Eastern San Bernardino County or Western San Bernardino County and the Eastern Los Angeles County.
North Orange County.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So anything that's within 20, 30 minute drive.
Yeah. It makes sense. We can approach different aspects of that real estate, whether it's property management that a lender or a landlord needs. I'm working with some hedge funds right now.
Wow.
That use us to evaluate property, manage property, do occupancy checks, things of that nature. So and they keep us local because they have properties all over the place. But the geographical area is important.
So you manage properties?
Yes. We have a property management company that we've been working with for the last 20 years. Michelle's been doing apartment buildings and things, and plus our own inventory. So it works out really well.
How does somebody get a hold of you, though? I mean, it seems like you got a lot of things going on. Where's the connect? I mean, how does somebody know where you're at, or how to get a hold of you?
Well, they can always find me on the phone. 909-702-7573.
You mean old school?
Old school ring-a-ding, right? Or you can find me on the web. Ernie at ErnieTheD.com is my text. Or just ErnieTheD.com.
Ernie the D. Where did you come up with that name?
Oh my goodness gracious. Delgadillo is the last name.
Oh, no wonder.
But not everybody can do that tongue-twisting last name. So one of my Italian friends, Henry Ritchie, was one of my broker.
Yeah.
Says, why don't we just call you the D?
That's it.
And that was it.
And it's stuck.
15 years now.
Do you like the D?
Yeah, everybody likes the D, especially when I just say Ernie the D.
Ernie the D.
They think that's my name.
Yeah. I always thought it was your name.
Ernie the D. It rhymes, right?
Yeah.
But it works out well. But getting a hold of me anytime.
Okay.
Even in social media.
Okay, well, that's all the time we have, but it's been a pleasure. Ernie the D.
Hey.
Yeah, that's cool. Everybody's got to have a handle.
Yeah.
But for us, it's just the D.
Right.
Okay.
It's been fun. Thanks.